Hello guys, my name is Balkrishna Shrivastava and welcome to Code with BK. So in this video, we look at pointers to a struct in C programming. So before we begin, it is a request to please subscribe to my channel. So in the previous video, we started pointers and we saw what are pointers. We understood that pointers store addresses. They are also a variable with a value. The value that store is basically an address of a memory location. They store a memory address. We saw what is dereferencing a pointer. Okay, we dereference it like this. We say how to declare a pointer. Okay, if you want to declare an integer pointer, we say int star, and ampersand is how we get the address of a variable. Then we saw if we want to place %p on the left, we are actually changing its value, the value at this particular location. When we place %p on the right, okay, when we are trying to assess the value, it gives the value which is stored at this location. Okay, then we saw a double pointer as well. We saw a pointer of a pointer, and we understood all this using this diagram. We went through some common phrases used: memory location, memory address, reference to a location, pointer to a location, and what does dereferencing mean. Okay, so we do pointers to a struct. So just as we have pointers to primitive values, we can have pointers to a struct as well. Okay, so I have a struct point. Okay, and if I say I will add a separator so that we understand that this is our fresh output, and everything before that is in the previous video. So let me compile and run. Okay, all right, so we have a pointer declared. If we want to create a pointer, just as we do int k equal to say 40, just in the same way we do struct point. So this variable is of type int, storing the value 40. When we want to create a struct, we say this is the type struct point, and we say p. All right, I'll say .1. We already use p. Then you want to set the values within this struct. You use the variable name, then dot to assess the variables inside this struct. So we have x, we say 10, and .1 dot y is 20. Okay, we don't need this int case just for demonstration. Okay, so I'll say print the struct. Okay, so compiling this, we are bothered with the output which is after the last separator. Okay, so x is 10, y is 20, x is 10, y is 20. Okay, so when you do this, just as you get memory for primitive values, if I extend this memory further, okay, I do this. Okay, I have 0.1, so you get memory enough to store two integers. Okay, x and y, right? X is storing 10 and y is storing 20. This is a struct with variable name 0.1 in memory. Okay, of type struct in main1. Okay, type is struct. Okay, type was int here, type was int here, type was double here. Okay, so if I want to create a pointer to a struct, I say the same thing. Okay, the type of the pointer star, and I'll say struct pointer 1. Okay, and I store the address of 0.1. Okay, this means you have another variable sp1, okay, in your main. Okay, that is storing some address. Say we had till at ADR5, right? Okay, say this is ADDR6. Okay, so ADDR6, which is going to be hexadecimal value address where 0.1 is stored. 0.1 struct is stored. Okay, this is my 0.1. Okay, so after this line, I can say sp1 is pointing to this struct. Okay, so if I want to print the values using the pointer, okay, print the values using the pointer. So in case of primitive values, we use this for dereferencing asterisk. In this case, we say sp1, okay, is a pointer to 0.1, and I want to get the x value inside. I'll say dereference using this. Okay, so we use an arrow operator to get the member inside this struct pointer. Okay, and similarly we can do sp1. Even if I say dot, it will convert this to arrow. It is the IDE is smart enough to understand that. Okay, it will give us the same value. Okay, 10 and 20. Okay, we are assessing using the struct variable. We are assessing using a pointer. Okay, if I create another struct point 0.2. Okay, and you can initialize as that say 50 and 60, something like this. Okay, so the first variable x gets 50, then the second one gets 60. Okay, so you can print the values in struct .2 is .2.x, .2.y, so you get 50 and 60, 50 and 60. Okay, now you say sp1. So when you do 0.2, you get something like this. You again get places for x and y. X is 50, this is 60, this variable is 0.2. Okay, and this is type is struct. Okay, and it is a part of main function. Okay, the address is addr6 because that is what sp1 stores. Okay, when I do sp1 is ampersand 0.2, that is in this struct pointer 1 I'm storing the address of 0.2 now. So if this is at address is addr7. Okay, so this was pointing to this, it is now storing addr7 and now points to this. Okay, so if I want to print the values, okay, instruct pointed to by sp1, okay, is now x and y. So I'll use the same here and I'll comment this out. Okay, so pointer sp1 was initially pointing to struct .1, so you get 10 and 20. Then sp1 now points to struct .2. Now the values that you dereference from this sp1 pointer, you get 50 and 60. Okay, so commenting this, running this. Okay, 0.1 has a 10, 20. sp1 was pointing to 0.1. 0.2 has 50, 60. sp1 is now pointing to 0.2, 50 and 60. Okay, now we change the values of the struct using the pointer. Okay, so I will say sp1. Okay, so just as in order to change the value for a pointer, we do %p on the left hand side. To assess the value, we do %p on the right hand side. Okay, to change, we put it on the left hand side. We can do the same thing with struct pointers. Put the value of x that you want to change on the left hand side and give it some value, say maybe 100. And then we say sp1.y is 200. Okay, so variables in the struct pointed to by sp1, x becomes 100, y becomes 200. sp1 was pointing to 0.2, so 0.2 will be 10, 100 and 200 now. So 0.2, when you say this line, okay, so you change x to 100. When you say this line, you say y to 200. So now 0.2 has 100 and 200. So 0.2 has now 100 and 200. And if you print using dereferencing of sp1, okay, so which is going to be the same thing, 100, 200. Okay, last two outputs. All right, and similarly you can copy pointer values. That is, you can say struct point sp2, okay, is address of 0.1. Okay, then you can say sp1 is sp2, right? So sp1 is also now pointing to 0.1. You print this now, you get 0.1 values which were 10 and 20. So clear, compile, run, final are 10 and 20. Okay, so that's how you can have say 10 structs and you can have one pointer. You can keep changing the address that this pointer stores and then keep printing the corresponding values of different structs. Okay, and that is how the idea of linked lists work. Okay,